of an introduction to Mr. James Jennings. He is a conference interpreter who works into English language from French and Spanish. So he is a multilingual. He speaks various languages, and he is a citizen of the United Kingdom. And he did his undergraduate studies at Cambridge University, and he began his interpreting careers in the 1980s. I think that some of you were born in the 1980s, and he started his career since then. And after training in university in Paris and in the UK, he began interpreting. He also taught for 7 years at the School of Interpreting of the University of Geneva, the prestigious translation and interpreting school in the world. And after 2000, interpreters and also team leaders of interpreters over there. So please join me to congratulate Mr. Jennings, and I would like to invite Mr. Jennings to deliver your keynote address on global.
Thank you, Sophia, for those kind remarks. It's nice of you to invite me to this conference because I would speak from very much a European perspective to talk about the global picture of interpreting in this world, and I'm sure that what concerns you much more directly is the situation as it exists now in Cambodia and in Southeast Asia. So I see my task this morning as just painting with a rather broad brush the situation of interpreting as it has evolved globally throughout the world in the last 5 or 6 decades. Let's get back to some of the historical basics of interpreting, simultaneous interpreting. I'm not referring to consecutive interpreting here, where the interpreter takes notes and then restitutes the speech in a different language. I'm referring to what we call simultaneous interpreting, which is done inside a little glass box, which is soundproof. There's one of them over there in the corner, rather a small, comfortable looking one. And the name of this box that we use in English is the booth. It's a strange, very Anglo-Saxon word, but it's the word that we have chosen. Interpreters work in a booth in a soundproof box, and they relay a message in one language electronically and always orally to an audience listening and selecting a language that they wish to listen to on a different channel. When did all of this start? It started, in fact, in 1945 and 1946 at the Nuremberg trials of the Nazi leaders. And it was decided at that point that this had to be done in more language than one, that the defendants at Nuremberg were entitled to hear what was being said in their own language, in other words, in German, and the judges, prosecution, and defense were made up generally of people from the victorious countries, and as a result, the languages of English, French, Russian, and German were used at Nuremberg. That was the first time that formally simultaneous interpretation had been used. Excuse me. It was a very interesting moment in history for us interpreters. People were brought in from all over Europe. They were put in these glass boxes and told to get on with it. Some lasted for 5 minutes and they said, I never want to do this again. Others immediately found an aptitude for what they were doing and became subsequently very famous interpreters. The work of the interpreters, I think, was more appreciated in some ways by the accused than it was by the judges. The judges found the interpreters irritating people, but the accused, in particular Hermann Goering, rather appreciated their work and is even credited with the role of his meetings ever since. No more, no less, which I believe has been a very wise thing to do. That is not the same as in the European Union, where every time a new member joins the European Union, the language of that country also becomes an official language of the European Union. Within the founding statutes of the European Union, the right to speak your own language is recognized as a fundamental democratic delegate of the United Kingdom, my country, said, look, we all understand each other, don't we? Why don't we just... There is not one single predominant language, and this subscript that you always hear wherever you go is that we're all supposed to be speaking English is something that is actually legally contrary to the provisions of the founding treaty of the European Union. So the United Nations took a different approach. It said which are the languages most spoken throughout the world. They are the following: so it's English, French, Spanish, Chinese, Arabic, and Russian, and we will use these and no more. Without any reference to the democratic right to use your own language. Nowadays, these large multilateral, multinational institutions make a great deal of use of the services of interpreters: the United Nations, the European Union, the IMF, the World Bank, NATO, the African Union. Governments make extensive use of the services of interpreters in diplomacy. Some governments are fully bilingual and function bilingually every day. The government of Cameroon is a bilingual government. The government of Canada is a bilingual government using English and French in all of its business. Some countries' legislatures are multilingual. The Parliament of Switzerland, for example, whenever it is in session, it uses French, Italian, German, and Schweizerdeutsch. The Parliament of South Africa in plenary sessions uses a whole load of languages that are interpreted. I couldn't name them all for you, but it is not a monolingual parliament by any means. The picture I've painted for you so far has been the institutional picture. All of these big, weighty international institutions, intergovernmental institutions that have permanent interpreters that come to work every day and do their job and go home in the evening and have permanent contracts with these organizations. But there is another market out there that is rather different, and that is the freelance market. And in the speeches, and I've been a freelancer for many, many years of my life. We work elsewhere as well. My first freelance interpreting assignment was in a pig farm. Okay, with the hygiene inspector who was coming to see the pig farm from the United States Armed Forces. This was in France. Who wanted to check that the pigs were clean enough for the U.S. soldiers to eat at the military base in Germany. So interpreters don't just work in smart hotels. They work in all kinds of environments. Mr. Sobeniawi, you will tell me when I have to shut up. But I'm not watching the time. Around the world, numerically, I would say that there are less than 3,000 qualified interpreters. There is a worldwide association of interpreters that we'll hear more about this morning, called the International Association of Conference Interpreters, and that has, I think, slightly less than 3,000 members. So it is a very small profession. A brief word on teaching interpreting. I have taught interpreting in Geneva. Teaching interpreting is a difficult thing to do. Learning interpreting is a difficult thing to do. Interpreting schools are not language schools. Interpreting schools are places where you come to learn, to train your memory, because memory is absolutely crucial to interpreting. You train your sense of anticipation. A good interpreter senses what somebody is going to say before they say it. You train stamina, because interpreting is not a natural thing to do. It's like skiing uphill. It is not something that the human brain was made to do, to talk simultaneously while somebody is talking another language. This is not a natural cerebral activity at all, and it's something you have to learn and be trained for. You have to get the stamina, learn the reflexes, and these are the kinds of things that are done in interpreting schools. And if more interpreting schools are established in this particular region, that is where the accent would have to go. I've been talking about the sort of global perspective of interpreters and interpreting. And before I sit down, I will just say one thing about the position, the situation here in Southeast Asia, which is not the same as elsewhere in the world in a sense, where the status of different languages is indeterminate, crossing various borders. This is a country, this is a region rather, Southeast Asia, that is incredibly rich